Welcome back, I'm Dr. Ruckus, and today we are playing RAKDOS Vampires in Ranked Standard. This deck has always been pretty powerful and tends to do quite well. It basically has all the firepower and burn of mono red in the form of Play with Fire and Lightning Strike, but also we get the sweet RAKDOS build around vampire card, Florian Voldaren Scion, a 3-mana 3/3 first striker, which by itself is pretty obnoxious to get through in combat, but it also has the following text. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the total amount of life your opponent lost this turn. Exile one of those cards, you may play the exiled card this turn. So if your opponent can't deal with it, because a first striker is kind of annoying to get through, every time you deal damage, either through combat damage or any of your numerous burn spells, you then get to look at that many cards off the top of your deck, pick one and play it that turn, either hitting your land drops, hitting more burn to go face, or developing your board presence with more creatures. Very sweet. Now we are building around it a little bit in the form of Vampire Tribal. Not everything's a vampire, but we are running the Bloodthirsty Adversary, a 2-mana 2/2 hasty vampire, can also kick it essentially with 3 more mana to play back Play with Fire and or Lightning Strike from the grave. Bloodhive Harvester is a 2-mana 3/2 vampire. I originally played Fable of the Mirrorbreaker in this deck to get the combo off, but it felt a little slow for what I was trying to achieve, so I ended up replacing it with a Stormseeker, which is just a very fast, hard-hitting card. Also running Vampire Socialite, a 2-mana 2/2 with Menace. Menace actually does matter in your aggro decks. It has the text when it enters the battlefield. If the opponent already lost life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each other vampire you control. And then on subsequent turns, if your opponent lost life on those turns, each new vampire enters the battlefield with +1/+1 counter on it. This is all relevant because as annoying as a 3/3 first striker is, a 4/4 first striker is even more annoying. So if you can get out Kumano to get the counter on Florian, or get a counter from the Vampire Socialite, or get a counter off the Raiju and make this a 4/4, that makes it even more annoying and allows it to escape things like Lightning Strike, which makes it very hard to get off the battlefield. Rest of the deck, Play with Fire, Lightning Strike, one Facebreaker in here. I didn't feel like we needed all 4 legendary copies of Florian. Facebreaker kind of has a similar effect in the ability to draw you cards. And then 4 Raijus on top. Again, considered Sheldred, but a little slow for what I wanted to accomplish, and I think Face is the place with this deck. Enjoy the gameplay. Let's dive right in. This is definitely a little bit weird, but I think we can keep this. We don't have creatures to pair with Kumano, and even the Fable on 3 doesn't pair with Kumano, but I'm down to give it a try. Oh, lagging already. Okay. That's pretty weird. Up against 1-turn kill Baron. Playing 5-color jank, 1-turn kill. These sleeves are actually pretty sweet. Okay, maybe they are actually 5-color jank. Well, I guess we're just playing out, doesn't really matter how we do it here. Get you down. Get the next Kumano down. Ping him for 1. And that's all this turn, sadly. Okay, Azusa's Many Journeys. They're looking to ramp into something. Sure. No creatures to cast this time. Okay. Keep deploying things out here. We can go ahead and attack first. A little bit of stick by the opponent here. They could have a Fading Hope take action. That unfortunately will pick off the Goblin Shaman, but we'll give it a go anyway. Alright, are we running Fading Hope today? Looks like it. That's my guess. There it is. Bounce the token. It is dead. Sure, I went to the bottom. I think the game is lagging a little bit. Not sure. Yeah, something feels off today. Bance tap land into the Stomper. Cannot block until they hit 7 lands. And they're at 5. Florian's fun, though. Could Raiju or Florian. I mean, I love good Florian. I think we drop both off, both lands here. I forget, do we need to play this before combat? I think it doesn't matter too much. We can try to hit the land here off the Florian for free. Or we can just take the swamp now and guarantee the Kumano this turn. I think that's fine. We'll get Florian down. Pop the opponent for 4. Play with Fire to the face? Yeah, I'll take that. Sure. Let's get him low. People on top. What do we want to do? I mean, next turn we're going to play the Raiju before combat, right? We hit a land. I don't know if we need Fable right now. I think we're down to be a little more aggressive. Okay. Opponent now has a 3/3 blocker. Another Stomper, which hits them the 7th land, so they can block with both of the 4/4s now. And they choose to attack with Vigilance, no blocks. Down to 13. Play with fire. So I think we're Raijuing this turn. And attack with the Raiju and the Florian first striker. Guess the Raiju just dies then, though. That's not great. How best to do it? We could go play with fire with the Florian. Or we could also just Kumano and play with fire face and try to hit the draw. Let's start with a play with fire to the face. See what's on top. Okay, not you. How badly do you want to hit a 3-drop? I think we're okay with some 2-drops here as well. So go ahead and Kumano before combat as well. No attacks. We get the Florian trigger. I think we might just take play with fire. Actually, taking the counter here is pretty nice. Okay. We now have a 4/4 first striker, which makes blocking a little more obnoxious for the opponent. But they hit their endgame, which is Titan. Probably have to pick off the Kiki Jiki. And they take the life, so no Rhino. Okay. But they don't have any good attacks, which is nice. Going up to 15 hurts a little bit, though. So it looks like we're playing the Raiju this turn. Don't think we have any other options. Yeah, no attacks this turn. It's not really profitable enough. Titan part 2, off the top. Okay. Opponent just ramps into Titans. No big deal. Okay, that's maybe a game then. I mean, if they gain 5 more life and go up to 20. I'm not sure we can really outclass that. Kumano down. Sure. They don't attack, though. Takanuma Mill probably isn't what we need to do here. I think we're just continuing to play out creatures. Still don't think we have any good attacks. Down to 9. Probably going to play you out as a land. Both Raijus, how much damage is that? 8 damage. And how many get through? Plus 2 more damage. Don't think there's any good way to do it. Main phase Deluge. Second main phase Deluge. Attack just for 7. I think we let it go and try to top deck lethal somehow. Drop to 2. Don't think blocking here is what we need to do. Okay, count to 2. Let's see if we can win this turn or not. That might actually get there. Wow. I mean, we'll see. Very interesting. And there's no stick, I don't think. So here we come. And I think we're just distributing counters as evenly as possible. Okay, they drop to 4 off the Raiju triggers. They say nice. How many blocks do they have? They have 5 blockers. And we sneak through 6? Is that right? Yeah, damn. Top deck in the 3rd Raiju. I mean, that's basically what we were playing to, but it actually happened. It's kind of sick. This is a little janky, but we can actually try to play with fire into the black mana source. It's definitely a bit sus, though. Joey Josh on mono blue so far. Okay. That is an okay 3-drop, actually. I think we'll take that. It's not a perfect curve, but we'll try it. And we'll attempt a Kumano here. No stick. Opponent drops to 17. But now they get to hold a counterspell. If they are in fact mono blue, which they don't have to be. Nope, there actually isn't. Okay. Well, we're just going to go for the Stormseeker here. And they do have interaction. Looks like a make disappear, I'm guessing. Yep, there it is, countered. Okay. Pretty much had to go for it. We do get to flip and make a 2/2 at least. But we'll see what kind of Izzet they are. Field of Ruin. Okay, into Fable. All right. Things are going down. We hit the next land drop, which is big. And I think we're just resolving the Raiju here. And swing him with everyone. Turn you into a 3/3. Opponent drops down to 16. Doesn't chump. Takes 6 more down to 10. But we give him the draw, discard, and the mana. So they could even do something, go land, burn down the house, for example. Discard nothing. Drop off the Skitter Beam Battalion. Okay. So now I'm thinking they're actually ramp big boy ramp into artifacts. But they get their treasure off. Drop us to 18. What can they do with 5 mana this turn? A Braid. Okay. That's all for now. We have the next Raiju. I think we go for it. Even into Make Disappear. Socialite's only so-so. Yeah, we're gonna go for it here. They're a stick, so maybe they run back Make Disappear. But it's not even like we can double spell. Okay, maybe they just have more removal here. Perhaps another Abrade. They let us get the attack trigger off, though, so we'll continue to put it on the Kumano. Resolves. Okay. Are they going to pick off the Raiju in the middle of combat? It's a little weird. They eat it all, drop to 2. Okay, we have tons of removal in the deck that can just zap them now. So that's interesting. Stern Lesson. Draw 2 cards, discard a card, create a tap Power Stone token. Even if they could somehow ramp right into Portal to Phyrexia, we definitely have a lot of top decks that get there. So I'm feeling okay about our chances. I doubt they have any ability to gain life in the Izzet color combination. Mightstone and Weakstone. Probably -5 the Raiju, I'm guessing. Then they can chump block the Kumano. Actually, they pick off the Kumano instead. Okay. Alright, that top deck does not do it. Okay. Play out the land. Start with the Socialite because I like the Menace. And I think we'll play the Harvester too before combat. Just in case, for some reason, they like pick off the Socialite and want to put the counter on something. I don't think we're giving up that much useful information. I do think we swing here. We can make them try to take both trades. That's fine. Could put it on something else and get that 1 point of damage. That opens up Kumano for lethal. But they take the chump. Yeah, maybe I should have put the counter somewhere else. I think we should have opened up top deck and Kumano for lethal. That's probably a little mistake there. Cycle the Lounge. They're still down to 2. Again, numerous top decks get us there. Skitter Beam for 5. Make a lot of blockers. Okay, yeah, we're being punished for... should have put the counter somewhere else. Do we get the... Yeah, we should have put the counter somewhere else. Okay, see if we can still get there despite the mistake. And the Bank Buster. So they can copy the Skitter Beam and make tons of blockers. That's not it. Get back a creature, though. We can pick off the Battalion. They copy it in response. Then they have 3 blockers. I think we're probably going to pick off the Kiki Jiki. So we're fine if we're going to do that. I think we just do it now. We can also just cycle. Let's just see if we can cycle into lethal. Drop off Takanuma. Doesn't do it. Now we can't pick off the Kiki Jiki, but I think that's okay. Let's get our 1 point of damage while we can. Put it on the Menace creature in case it matters. Yep, we would have won this turn if we had just done that last turn. But now they get some blocks here. Okay. Sure. That's all fine. I can't tell which is the original. I imagine those are copies. I think we just play this out, even though if we draw another Harvester, we'll want an extra card in hand to cycle it. But keeping numerous Menace creatures around is not the worst. Alright, that's it. Opponent copies the token now. Does not seem to make other Skitter Beams. Okay, a little bit weird. Manual taps here. Mightstone and Weakstone, sure. Pick off the biggest Menace creature. Now back up Fable. Okay. Opponent attacks for 2 with 2 colorless mana open. It's gonna die anyway. I mean, I think we're good to block here, right? They only have 2 mana open. Yeah, I'll just take this block. Alright, and that's lethal. Yep, definitely drew out the game there by about 4 turns, but it should be it. And they scoop after looking to the graveyard. Fair enough. Yeah, my bad. Should have put the counter elsewhere earlier. Opponent goes first. We got some good mana. No 1-drops, but that's okay. On blue. Okay. Well, we'll see if they just counter everything for the rest of the game since they're on the play. Start with a Consider. This is not the game to not have a 1-drop. Okay, here comes our first attempt at a creature. There is Stick. See if it gets immediately countered. All right, they let that one go. Could get bounced instead. Consider okay. All right. I mean, if we can get Florian down, that'd be quite huge. The ability to draw extra cards is going to matter here. They eat 2 this time, though. Do nothing. Okay, so in terms of the next thing we want to get countered, getting Florian countered isn't awful because it's legendary anyway. We might draw into a backup. Stormseeker's great to resolve. I mean, they didn't counter anything last turn. They could have, potentially. Maybe they just don't have counters in hand. Let's try the Stormseeker out. Alright. Hard counter there. Now, we can do, if they hold more mana open, we could play the Harvester and try to sneak under Make Disappear, which I think is pretty reasonable. They play out the Djinn instead, though, so their 4/4 is online, only 1 mana open, but it does get discounted. Alright, so if we go for the Raiju, we can offer the trade with the Djinn. If we go for double Harvester, we can just straight up pick off the Djinn, which is also interesting. I think we're going to go for the Raiju here and see if they have it. They let it resolve, so maybe they're going to bounce it instead or phase out the Djinn. Just attack like this. They don't usually run Shore Up. If they do, we'll be pretty sad. But usually they just run Fading Hope and maybe the phase out spell. But if they block and Shore Up and make it a 5/5, that's a pretty big blowout. I'm just expecting that they do not play that card. They don't play it this time. They drop the 12. Interesting. No attacks either. Adversary, I don't think we have anything down here, right? Okay. I think we're just going Florian this turn. Play it before combat. Consider first, okay. Might be able to resolve 1 Harvester this turn, and then 1 Harvester next turn, and then sack the first Harvester to pick off the 4 toughness creature. I'm kind of hoping that we can get there at some point, but we'll see what happens. They Thirst. They're again looking for a hard counter here. We still have mana to pay for Make Disappear, so they have to hit another Urtai Scorn. Okay, they let it resolve. That's pretty nice. This time we attack, we can put the counter on the Florian, then we'll have a 4/4 First Striker. Okay, let's see what else they have. They eat the damage off the Raiju. Are they going to trade? Nope, they eat 4 again. Drop to 7. Okay, let's see if we can get some burn spells off the top here. One of those cards, probably just go Lightning Strike face, right? Socialites makes everyone huge. Lightning Strike drops them down to 4, which is almost lethal. Maybe very close to lethal. Yeah, I think we just go Lightning Strike here. 3 to the face. This is still end of our turn, right? Not until the end of the next turn. Yeah, only this turn. They let that go too. I mean, they look like they're eyeing a lot of things to decide if they want to counter it or not. And I don't know if they're just deciding not to counter it or they're confused. But they've let pretty much everything resolve this game. And now they're down to 4 with a Raiju on the battlefield in a 4/4 First Striking Florian. They binned, so they had Make Disappear. And they chose not to counter the 3 damage to the face? Interesting. Maybe they're going to go for like a March of Swirling Mist. Attack this turn with Djinn, phase out everything, attack next turn. But that kind of depends on the fact that we don't hit anymore, just straight up burn off the top. Fading Hope the Raiju. Alright, so they probably try to counter the Raiju. If we plop it back down. Maybe they just try to win. Maybe they swing Djinn this turn. They don't. Okay. So Adversary probably gets under Make Disappear. We could also just power up the Mishra's Foundry. I think we go for the Adversary route. Okay. Let's try this. Try to get under Make Disappear. Even if they counter this first one, we can either play the next Adversary or just run out the Mishra's Foundry. They scoop. Weird. They had definitely had a weird game on their side, so I'm not really sure what they were doing. Opponent goes first. But we got some nice early plays here. Mono black, do nothing. Double Kumano. Start with the first one here. Okay. Virus Beetle, discard a card. We could drop off a land. We probably like the land. I don't know if we need Lightning Strike per se. I think we're just going to outsize them with creatures. Yeah, let's drop a Lightning Strike here. Okay, we definitely want to play a creature this turn. I think the Socialite's fine. Menace is pretty annoying. And maybe they discard another card or drop a land and try to double spell next turn. Fable, okay. Make a 2/2 blocker. We do have Menace off the Socialite. Hit Lightning Strike here as well. I think we're playing out the Sulphur Springs, even though we take damage off it. If we're going to discard lands, I want to keep all of our options open. Lightning Strike the 2/2, play the Kumano. Seems okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Swing for 5. Opponent eats it all, we get the Kumano down. Drops to 13. They've been an underdog. Let's see if it's Sheldred time. I don't even know if they play Sheldred, right? They might just run 5,000 discard beetle effects. Do nothing. So that's Infernal Grasp. I mean, what else are they, what else are they doing here? Alright. Play out one land. And we'll attack with both here. I expect we'll see some kind of removal, but not really sure. Okay, a Braid there. And cut down there. Alright. Play out the Harvester. Comes in as a 4/3. Could cycle the Blood Token to hit a 1-drop this turn. We could hit a Kumano, we could hit a Play with Fire. I think we do it on the off chance we hit a Kumano. I think that's fine. Okay, not bad. End here. Play it on their turn. Can wait until they use a discard effect. Invoke Despair. Alright. Okay, we lose everything. I don't know if we can afford to go face with the Play with Fire. I don't think we can let him copy things with Geeky Jiki, right? We probably just have to kill the Geeky Jiki and top deck better. We don't really care about them copying the Beetle, but it does make blockers, which is an issue, so. Jiki's got to go down. Top deck the lands. I think we play it out because if they're just going to run a bunch of discard effects, it's not necessary to bluff anything in the hand. Oh, if we lose to the Virus Beetle deck, it'll be pretty sad. I guess what went wrong is that they play Fable of the Mirror Breaker, and we don't. So they got like a 3-for-1. That's pretty good. That gets us moving in the right direction. I think we're going Lightning Strike face here. Yep. They do have removal, it looks like, but cut you down. Still get this, though. I think Lightning Strike face, man, we could play with Fire face. That's maybe even better. Try to scry into a, Sure. That keeps us moving. We are down to 10. We gotta try. They play out the underdog. Drop us to 6. That's a little gutsy. We can drop them to 3 this turn. Do they have another blocker? Another blocker. Still, the best they can do is drop us to 1 next turn. So, we'll try to attack here. See if they block. Okay, maybe they can find lethal somehow. So they get 3 off the underdog, 2 here. Drop us to 1. Invoke Despair. That's game. Drop to 2. They swing for 2. All right. We got Fabled. They got a little bit too much value off the Fable. And that did us in. This is a pretty weird keep. Ooh, Boros. Okay. That makes this significantly better. Can go Kumano into a 3/3 adversary. And then just remove any blockers they have for a while. Bankbuster can't block this turn. Does make a decent blocker next turn. If they can get down to 3/3 to power it up. Then even if we try to remove the 3/3 with Lightning Strike, they still power the Bankbuster in response, so they don't have any good attacks, so it's definitely a bit annoying to get through here. They take the draw, though. Not hitting land. Okay, that's excellent for us. And they scoop! We're not even mono red. All right. Okay, fine. Sure. That's fine. That's game of Magic.